This reef is on a beautiful beach on the island of Maui in Hawaii. It's a place where people come to experience the wildlife, to swim with fish and sea turtles. And on this reef, there's a special animal that's famous for its intelligence. And that animal is the Hawaiian Day Octopus. This species is a special kind of octopus. It hunts during the day, uses vision more than most other species, and collaborates with fish during hunts. And we're really lucky to be able to see octopus out here, watch them live their lives, and interact with them. They're clearly very intelligent. I wanted to know whether they are aware of themselves as individuals. Now, scientists who study animal intelligence often use a mirror to test for self-awareness. If an animal interacts with its reflection as though recognizing itself, well, that's evidence of self-awareness. And this is something only a handful of species can do. So I brought this mirror down to the water to see how an octopus might respond. And what I'm about to show you might be a first. So I found an octopus who seemed willing to play, and I positioned the mirror where the octopus could see its reflection when it came out of its hole. And it immediately showed interest. And then, watch this. As you can see, it split its body in half, and the half facing the mirror, it's changed its color to white. And it's even raised the texture on that side, and the side facing away from the mirror is smooth and red. And now you can see in the mirror itself, the side facing the mirror, you can look in the mirror and see it's white over there and textured. And you can see the big contrast with the side that's facing away from the mirror. This is not a random display. Now, octopuses do change color to communicate, or to make camouflage, or to express emotion. But bilateral color changes like this are very rare. I mean, squids and cuttlefish have been documented to do it to fool competing males, but it's never been documented in this species of octopus. So this is kind of unusual, and I think it's only happening in front of the mirror. And now we can watch it start to reach out to investigate the mirror with its arms. You see it sends one and then another arm out, and we're going to fast forward a bit through the process as it reaches out. Notice it's holding onto its bilateral coloration all during this time. And now he's got one on the surface and one reaching out behind the mirror, and he's sending a third arm out now. And now we're going to go to a part where the surge lifts up the mirror, revealing that there is no octopus on the other side. Now, octopuses have object constancy, so this doesn't startle him at all, and in fact, it just goes back to its behavior. Now, I take this as evidence that it's playing with the mirror, as a producer of images of itself. Now, watch closely for another kind of coloration octopuses do. They do a shimmering. You see shimmering into the reflection of there he goes again, in the mirror. That's a thing that they do to signal to other octopuses. Now, one more thing. It's a subtle thing that I've seen in octopuses. As I approach, I'm swimming towards him now, he starts to make an image of my eye, my opal-shaped eye, white of my eye and my darker pupil in the middle. He puts that image right underneath his eye. So he's kind of saying to me, I see you, bro. And now, as I approach, he kind of plays a game of peekaboo with me, hiding behind the opaque barrier and then coming back to interact with the mirror. Here's what makes this so interesting. The mirror test was created 50 years ago to study self-awareness in chimpanzees. And since then, only a handful of species have shown convincing evidence that they recognize themselves. Great apes, dolphins, elephants, maybe magpies. That's about it. Dogs don't pass. They'll look in the mirror, they might bark at first, but once they realize there's no smell, they lose interest. Monkeys don't pass. And for octopus, there have only been a few studies and only on a few individuals from 4 species, all in captivity. And the results, using that test designed for mammals, are inconclusive. But the Hawaiian Day Octopus has never been mirror tested in the lab as far as I can find. And what I'm seeing here, this looks different from those other studies. Now, this is not a controlled scientific experiment. To know what's really happening, we'd need to control some conditions, perhaps a video or a non-reflective panel as a control. Also get multiple subjects, which is hard in the wild, and get peer review by real scientists. I'd say this is suggestive, but certainly not proof of self-awareness. But here's what I do know. When we find octopuses, people gather to watch. They're absolutely captivated by this curious, responsive intelligence. It is such a privilege to see these amazing creatures living their lives in their own habitat, right here where millions of tourists come to see and enjoy the ocean. You've just watched an animal that is highly intelligent, interacts with humans, and might even be self-aware. And on Maui, at this very reef, people kill them for bait. And they're served in restaurants. Citing octopus intelligence, Washington State has banned octopus farming. And California and Hawaii have bills pending to consider bans as well. But wild octopuses, in the same waters where tourists snorkel to see beautiful marine life, it's still legal to kill. Does that make sense to you? If you think this matters, please share this video. The more people see this, the harder it becomes to look away. And if you're in Hawaii or planning to visit, remember, the ocean isn't just scenery. It's full of other minds that see us too.